Hey, what's going on, guys? Health for Thought here, and I just wanted to cover if it fits your macros and a little different way of looking at nutrition. Here we go. So I was thinking about this the other day. Me and another subscriber were having a conversation on one of the videos, and we were discussing a little bit of if it fits your macros, a carb being a carb, and stuff like that. And I wanted to make a video to give my take and my opinion on the whole thing. So basically how I feel about if it fits your macros, I think it's a good guideline for beginners to understand how nutrition works. It's a good way for you guys to figure out the splits you need. You can use the Mifflin-St. Jeor equation, which Joe broke down a while back. And you can just figure out that you need a certain percentage of fats in your diet, a certain percentage of proteins, and a certain percentage of carbs based on your goals. And that's pretty simple. And that basically gives you the idea of how you can build your own nutritional plan based on your goals, so anyone can do it. But when you get a little deeper into the physiology of it, a glucose molecule is a glucose molecule, which is the basic form of a carbohydrate, but a carb isn't a carb. So intuitively, it should make sense that this 40 grams of brown rice is not equivalent to this 40 grams of raspberry instant mixed tea, right? And that's one of the major points I wanted to get across with this video. I wanted it to, I guess, be known that we break down things in our body different ways, and some things can be broken down more efficiently and used more efficiently. When you have things that have more than 6 ingredients in it with only one macronutrient, it doesn't really make sense to take those things in. I think we have a basic biological setup, and so we just should adhere to what it needs. I'm not saying that everyone should eat the same thing every day, because chicken, brown rice, and broccoli is pretty boring, and I don't eat the same thing every day. But what I do is I try to keep most of my foods healthy and whole ingredients, such as brown rice, chicken, spinach, sweet potato, beans, whatever it is. I try to keep most of the things a whole ingredient, eggs, oatmeal. But obviously everything has their place, and I do have cheat days. I'll eat pizza or whatever, I'll have a couple of beers. It's not like I'm eating the same thing every day, but what I am doing is getting at least like 80% of my nutrients from good sources. And I think that if you guys take, I guess, this challenge or whatever it is, this information, and just do a little test with yourself, because you want to get to your goal as efficiently as possible, right? Not just the fastest way there, but the best way there. And I think if you guys took the approach of getting more nutrient-dense foods into your diet, using the if it fits your macros, with the exceptions of sugary stuff, or maybe get some pizza or some ice cream or whatever it is, as the exception of the rule, I think you're going to be a lot better off. One more thing I wanted to touch on was the backing behind my thought of different types of nutrients gotten from different foods. So I'll use this bread as an example. This is just wheat bread. And all the ingredients to make wheat bread are wheat, yeast, sugar, salt, and water. But this bread here has like 35 ingredients and a lot of things that I can't pronounce. Azote carbonamide. Have you guys heard of that? Me neither. So I don't know why it's in this bread, but I have a theory. I'm thinking that the companies spend less money on the secondary ingredients in comparison to when they have to buy flour and yeast. So what they do is, imagine you have a bunch of piles of ingredients. If you can use less of the expensive stuff and substitute with more of the cheap stuff to get a similar tasting ingredient and a similar texture, similar feel, and to a lot of people, they don't know the difference between this bread or, you know, the simple ingredient bread that you find at like Whole Foods or whatever that only has like 6 or 8 ingredients. To them, it's just bread. And companies are getting away with being able to sell this a lot cheaper. Oh shit, I got a good deal on this bread, let's grab that. Instead of looking at the ingredients and not really knowing what you're putting into your body and making sure that your body's getting the best amount of nutrients and the best source of nutrients that it can get. I want to keep this quick, and hopefully that gives you guys a little insight on how I feel about nutrition. I'm not saying by any means anyone should be a robot, but I mean, you guys got goals and you want to get to those goals. So any questions, guys, please ask. Comments, Facebook, whatever. Let me know, and I'll be happy to get back with you. I'd love to discuss this with anyone at any time. So yeah, hopefully this helps out, and make sure you guys get those nutrients in, alright? Health for Thought. Later.